Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to go over who you should pick whenever you go to the 85 Icon Pack. It's going to give you a choice of 4. I believe there's 20 players that you could possibly get. There's 18 skaters and I believe 2 goalies. This video is going to rank the 18 skaters 1 through 18. Going to let you know kind of who you should pick if you go for that 85 overall pack. There's definitely some studs within that pack that are great for the singular icon collectible. You have to trade in to get them. I'm going to show you here in a second where you have to go to the exchange to get one of these 85 overall icons. As for this list, I figured it'd help you guys out to kind of rank the 85 overalls that are in this category because there's a lot of them. They all offer kind of different things. They have different synergies. They have a player synergy and a team synergy. If you're curious what those are and how those kind of play in and what they're ranked, which ones are better than which, I have 2 videos, one for player synergies, one for team synergies that you guys can reference that are on the channel, and I will tag them in the description below, as well as put them up in a card in the video up in the right hand corner. Before we get into going over this 85 icons list and who you should pick out of the 4 choices that you get, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below what you guys think is the best 85 overall icon in your personal opinion, because we can have difference of opinions. I'm all for that. We can have a discussion about it, as well as hit the notification bell so you know whenever I'm uploading more videos. Share this video if you got any friends that play NHL that might need to know who to pick in the 85 overall pack. Let's get into it. Alright, first off, we're going to go into how you actually get the 85 icon. So you're going to go to the exchange up here. You're going to go to sets, and within the sets, you're going to want to go over to this Hockey Ultimate Team icon sets. And within the icon sets, you're going to want to go to the 85 overall. As you can see, mine is on cooldown. They have 7-day long cooldowns for these. As you can see, I've done an 87, 86, and 85. They have cooldowns for 7 days once you do one. I got 4 days left on this cooldown, but you're just going to exchange one icon collectible. You get an 85 overall bronze master icon choice. You get to pick one of 4 guys, but the 4 guys that you get are at random out of 20 cards. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's 18 skaters, 2 goalies. We're going to go over the skaters. Don't pick the goalies at 85 overall. If you watched my pre-order video, you already know that I recommended you pick Roenick in that, which should be your goalie for a little bit. If not, I would not waste an icon collectible and getting a goalie at 85 overall. I really think the only icon goalie that you should maybe get is Patrick Waugh. But other than that, he's an 88 overall. He's not in this 85 pack. So now that I've shown you how to get this 85 overall icon, let's go and rank each one of them and go through the list. We'll break them down a little bit, and hopefully it'll help you guys out about who to pick when you do this 85 overall bronze icon choice pack. Number 18. The worst out of the 85 overall icons is going to be the left winger for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Frank Mahovlich. And he's actually was a really good player in his era of hockey. Unfortunately, they made him very slow. Even though he has a good shot and a decent team synergy with Swarm, he just being, I believe, the slowest skater out of all of them that is a forward, makes him very slow. And on top of that, his shot is pretty decent. He's pretty big at 6'1", but he lacks some of the key attributes that make him a good power forward. If you were going to go that way, with that slow a speed, he pretty much has to be a power forward. Obviously, his player archetype is a 2-way forward, so he does have good stick checking and decent body checking at 83, but it's not that great a body checking at 83. But he does have bad hand-eye at 81, so being that slow, that doesn't make him great in the front of the net, so I don't really see the big purpose to use him. I think there's other cards that are just better options. If you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, though, Frank right here might be the answer for you, but I have him at 18 on the list, the worst one out of the 85 overalls. Number 17. At the 17 spot here, we have Joe Nieuwendyk, center for the Calgary Flames. He played for a few other teams throughout his career. I love this card last year. I think that he could be maybe a little bit more usable depending if you're trying to make the synergy Spark and Gladiator or you wanted like a 4th line center, because he does have great faceoffs at 91 overall. But he has low acceleration, and being he's a 6'2" built player, it's going to take him a little bit longer to get going. He does have pretty good hand-eye with 87, so he could be kind of more of like a net front presence. His synergies are only like middle-tier synergies. They're not over-the-top synergies. On top of, for his bigger size of 6'2", he's not really throwing the body around at 81 checking. He does obviously have an excellent shot with his 88 wrist shot power, 89 wrist shot accuracy, as well as the 88 power on the slap shot. But at 86 speed, with his agility and acceleration being 84 and 83 respectively, I just don't think that Joe Nieuwendyk really gets it done unless you're looking for a fourth line center. Also, the 86 overall stick checking is just kind of low compared to some of the other guys you could use for that fourth line center or defensive type center if you're looking for one. Number 16. In the 16 spot, we have Bernie Geoffrion, 85 overall, right winger with a sniper build, right-handed stick. And really, he's another slow skater. He's kind of like the Mahovlich that we went over earlier. He's just too slow of a skater, even though he's a pretty good shot. The reason I gave him the bump over Mahovlich and Nieuwendyk is because I think the wingman synergy is a pretty good player synergy. It's going to make him skate a little bit faster with his acceleration. And at 5'9", it seems like smaller players that are a little bit lighter in this game already move faster than the bigger bodies of the other two guys I just mentioned. He also has similar body checking and stick checking as those players, so he can be used a little bit more on the defensive side on the wing. Obviously, he's not going to be used as a center, so he doesn't have the same upside maybe as Nieuwendyk in the center position. Honestly, the bottom three guys here, they're pretty interchangeable, 16, 17, and 18. I don't think either one of them is necessarily better than the other. That's just how I personally looked at them. I'm also a little bit bigger on right-handed sticks than on left-handed sticks. I think they're a little bit harder to find, especially for legend players. A lot of the great legends are left-handed, so maybe you need a righty to put on the left wing here. Geoffrion could do that in like your fourth line long-term for a little bit. And like I said, I think he has slightly better synergies than the other guys. And he's just relatively well-balanced. Another guy that if you needed to, he also has a minor net front presence, even though he's a small guy, 5'9", 87 hand-eye, 90 offensive awareness. Will definitely get you some deflections in front of the net. So like I said, he could be used more as a fourth-line grinder than I think the other two guys could be used. Number 15. Number 15 is going to be Daryl Sittler, center for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Has a sniper build. He's a left-handed shooter. 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, so he actually has like almost the perfect build in this game. What I think the perfect build is somebody that's built like Sidney Crosby. I think Sidney Crosby probably skates the best in this game when it comes to his height to weight ratio. You want a guy that's like 5'10 to 6'2 and has just a little bit more weight if he's like the 6'2 range, a little bit less weight if he's in that 5'10 range. But I think though that range is the best for skaters. I think you get above that a little bit, they can be a little bit clunky. You need to have a lot of speed. If they're below that, I just think they're too flimsy and can be really bumped off the puck. Unless they're a big-time speedster, got a lot of agility and good balance. As for Sittler, he has the best synergies you could possibly have. He has what I ranked as the best team synergy and the best player synergy, so he can be used as a synergy plug at the very least. He has good hand-eye, good offensive awareness in front of the net, as well as an amazing shot at 88 plus in all of his shooting attributes. He is a slower card like the other three guys I mentioned already, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. As well as he has 85 body checking, 86 stick checking, so he's a little bit... So he is equal to the guys I mentioned that are in the list below him. That's what's put him at the 15 on this list. Is just a synergy plug. On top of he does have a really good shot, so if he sets up in the zone, net front presence as well as a guy that kind of just sits at the half boards and just whacks in one-timers or takes dirty wrist shots from above the circle. Number 14. Johnny Bucyk is in the 14 spot, the left winger, power forward, left-handed shooter, and he's known as the captain of the Big Bad Bruins. Obviously just a hard-nosed player. He's a power forward back in the day. I think he played from like in the 50s and 60s if I'm not mistaken. The biggest thing that's putting him where he's at is his synergies. He has the distributor number one team synergy, pretty good player synergy with Workhorse, as well as he has just a very well-balanced array of attributes. He's a little bit faster than the guys we mentioned before. He's a little bit harder on the puck with his strength. And he always plays above his attributes every year. Like every year his attributes aren't great, but he always seems to just be very smooth. One of those guys that, like I said, is just built right at that 6-foot height, especially for a power forward. Obviously he has good offensive awareness and hand-eye, and pretty decent passing. He could be interchanged with Sittler if you wanted him to be. I do think, though, that Bucyk is a little bit higher than Sittler just because of his speed, although Sittler has a better shot. So, like I said, they could be flopped at 14 and 15 if you wanted to. Just kind of depends if you're a Maple Leafs fan or you're a Boston Bruins fan, right? I know you guys don't like each other, so. Number 13. At the 13th spot is Borja Salmig. I hope I said his name right, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Borja Salmig. He's a left defenseman, offensive defenseman, left-handed shooting. I normally play my left-handed defenseman at right defense. Really, what's holding him back here is he's actually a pretty amazing defenseman as an individual card. He just does not have great synergies. He has the worst team synergy overall with Barrage. It's more meant for defensemen. So if you want to gear your team towards Barrage, that's fine. I'll actually hype him up, as you guys seen for the preview energy. He's going to make his slap shot ridiculous. But for passing playmakers, decent, middle tier. Player synergy, he has decent speed at 85 speed, and then 85 acceleration, 86 agility. All right shot. His slap shot's 86 power, 83 accuracy. So it's going to be a pretty accurate slap shot. Good offensive awareness, so he's going to take the one-timer as well. Great passing at 90 passing. That's really going to start the break off well. I wish he'd have a little bit higher stick checking. Only 87 stick checking for a defenseman, but he is pretty good reach at 6'1". Pretty decent size with 209 pounds. The shot blocking is great at 93, so he does have some of the better attributes for defense. He's not going to be a guy that's really going to hit guys off the puck, though, with his body check only being 83. Just some other defensemen that are a little bit better than him, some better forwards. I think he's holding it down pretty solidly where he's at on the list. Number 12. The 12th spot is occupied by Doug Gilmore, center for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's a playmaker, left-handed shot, 5'10", 175 pounds. Decent speed at 84 speed, 84 acceleration, 84 agility. Average team synergy with balance, average player synergy with wingman. He has 85 faceoffs, so he can definitely be a third or fourth line center here. And then he has really great stick checking, defensive awareness, and shot blocking. That's why I said he'd be a great third or fourth line center. That's really putting him at 12 here rather than further down on the list. Like, Newchuk has obviously better faceoffs, but he has nowhere near the same defensive and checking attributes that this Gilmore has. As well as Gilmore's a pretty good net front presence at 87 hand-eye, 90 offensive awareness, above average shot at 86 plus on all of his shooting attributes. Honestly, guys, they did the 85 overall Toronto Maple Leafs just as dirty as MLB The Show 20 did the Toronto Blue Jays when it came to some of these legends and players that are like special type of players that you can unlock. If I'm being honest with you, because this is going to be the last Toronto Maple Leaf you see on this list. And out of 18 guys, they occupied half of the bottom 8. So it's just one of those things where it seems like Toronto ain't getting any love in the video games this year. Number 11. The 11th spot is for Brad Park, the left defenseman, two-way defenseman, left-handed shooting, Boston Bruin, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Great synergies with Swarm and Howitzer. That's top tier team synergy, top tier player synergy. That's really what's allowing him to be as high up on this list that it is, as well as great defensive attributes. Really where this card is lacking is in his skating. So with the skating, you're going to look at the preview, the synergy. You see that there's 85 speed, and it's going to up his slap shot and everything. So that's really what's making Howitzer great. And then for Swarm, it's going to make his agility, stick checking, and defensive awareness higher. So he just has great player and team synergies, as well as already great defensive attributes, as you can see with a 92 defensive awareness, 91 shot blocking, and 88 stick checking. Then he has 87 body checking, so he has one of the best stick checking and body checking combos in this 85 overall list. His offensive and skating is not the best, but he is a defenseman. So you throw Howitzer on there, get that extra speed, it makes him very, very dangerous. That's what's put him at number 11 on the list. Number 10. The 10th spot has Al McGinnis. If you have better synergies, he's probably a little bit higher up on this list. Spark's an okay synergy. Magician's also a pretty decent synergy. However, for Al McGinnis, Magician's not a great synergy. Because why does he need more deking? He has 77 deking. Even if you go +4 on the deking, 81 deking, like he's Al McGinnis. He doesn't deke. Dude's coming in there to stick check. He's coming in there to body check you. He's coming in there to play hard-nosed defense and then hit clappers that blaze past your ear. And if you end up blocking them, they hurt. Hopefully they blow past the goalie. He has not very great skating at 82 speed, 82 agility, 81 acceleration, so that hurts a little bit. for his slap shot power. He has 93 slap shot power. It's one of the hardest slap shot powers in the game right now. Hopefully they do what they did last year, and I'm not saying they're going to, then they bump up the slap shot accuracy a little bit. Because I think 77 is low for Al MacInnis. He had one of the best slap shots ever in the history of the NHL. I just don't think they want to make an overpowered Al MacInnis card, because I don't know if he deserves higher than 85 overall, at least not in his bronze legend card. As for the offensive awareness, 87 is great. He's going to hit the one-timers on a very good basis. And he has great defensive attributes and great checking. 89 defensive awareness, 89 shot blocking, 90 stick checking, 86 body checking with 90 strength. I think he's going to be great on the defensive end, and then he's going to be able to hit those hard clappers, like I said, on the offensive end. It's just a matter of getting him to skate fast enough. So you're going to want to put him with a team synergy like distributor, or somebody that's going to add some speed, or any team synergy that's going to add some skating to Al MacInnis, because that's really his biggest downfall. Number 9. So number 9 on this list is a little bit puzzling to me, because this Mike Madonna is actually a pretty good card. Like, I think you could probably argue and say that he could be higher up on the list. He's 6'3", 212 pounds, center, two-way forward, left-handed stick. Obviously one of the best U.S.-born players ever. He does not have great synergies with Barrage and passing playmakers, like above average tier for player synergies, but Barrage obviously is not great, especially because he's not a defenseman. He does have 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 85 agility, so he's a great skater, has a pretty decent shot at 86 wrist shot accuracy and power, 85 slap shot power, 84 slap shot accuracy. Typically with this Mike Madonna card, though, you're normally getting a pretty good two-way forward. With the 83 stick checking, I don't know if that's high enough for a great two-way forward. Obviously, he can't play center. He's going to have to play right or left wing for you. A 73 faceoffs does not get the job done. He does have good offensive awareness at 90, decent hand-eye at 84, but I feel like his passing is also lacking 84 overall. I'm just a little bit disappointed in the way they did this Mike Madonna, but I guess his card's kind of like this every year. I wish his stick checking would have 2 or 3 more points in it, to be honest. His defensive awareness at 88 is great. Really, the synergies, the team synergy is bad, and I think that's going to hurt this card some. He could be a little bit higher up on the list compared to some of the others, but we're going to keep going over these cards. You let me know if you think I ranked Madonna too low or not. I think this is really one of the cards where you could argue that you could be higher up on the list and bump some guys down. But I think it's more personal preference for me. I really look for team synergies. I love Mike Madonna. He's always a great card for me every year. I think there's a few attributes, if they got bumped a little bit here or there, he's in the top 3 on this list. But because of the terrible team synergy with Barrage and some of the other attributes that aren't amazing, I got him sitting at number 9 on the list. Number 8. In the 8 spots, Dale Hawerchuk, the center for the Winnipeg Jets. He's a sniper, left-handed shooting. He's 5'11", 185 pounds. He's 86 speed, 86 acceleration, 85 agility. Pretty good balance at 85 as well. So even though he's only 5'11", he has that decent balance at 85 that'll help him out. He has mid-tier synergies. Spark's pretty good for what gets added to him. You mix Spark and Gladiator together, if you get both of them activated, you could actually get +7 on his body checking, so he'll actually be able to throw the lumber at 89 body checking. And then you're looking at his shot. His shot is good, 86 plus, but he has 88 on wrist shot accuracy, slap shot power, and slap shot accuracy. So I think that's pretty important. And then the deking's good, the hand-eye is good, offensive awareness is great at 91. And the biggest thing for me is his stick checking isn't the best at 83, but he does have 88 defensive awareness. I think that just gives him a slight edge over Mike Madonna for me. I think he's a more well-rounded card, neither of which can actually play center because their face-offs are low. They're both going to have to play left or right wing for you. I just think that Dale Hawerchuk just gets a slight bump over Madonna, in my opinion. I'll take a little bit less skating for the better attributes elsewhere. Number 7. At the 7 spot, I have the Boston Bruin Adam Oates, center. He's a playmaker, right-handed shooter, 5'11", 190 pounds. And he's not the best skater, 84 speed, 83 acceleration, 86 balance, 84 agility. But he does have speedster, so that speedster can give him +4 speed, which can bump his speed to 88. And then he does have barrage, which obviously I believe is the worst team synergy, especially for forwards. He has decent shooting with 86 plus on all of his shooting attributes, 86 for the accuracies, 87 for the powers. Decent digging at 82, but it doesn't really matter too much. He has 91 offensive awareness, 88 hand-eye, 94 passing. I think that's one of the highest passing attributes in the game right now. He has 92 puck control, so he's going to be very hard on the puck. He's going to be able to set a lot of guys up. On top of that, he has 92 faceoffs, which is also one of the highest faceoff ratings in the game, and it's very important to win faceoffs in your defensive zone or in the offensive zone. Possession is huge in NHL 21, so I'm loving the 92 faceoffs. 85 stick checking is and then 83 defensive awareness, not the best either. But at the very least, you could use Adam Oates as a third-line scoring line. Maybe not so much a defensive line, but you could definitely use him on the penalty kill to win faceoffs. 92 faceoffs is huge. I think he activates Speedster. This card is wonderful, and that's really what's putting him up there. The combination of Speedster and his great attributes outside of his skating really makes this guy someone that I think could be very lethal for your team. And number 6. In the 6th spot, we have Jeremy Roenick, the center for the Chicago Blackhawks. Two-way forward, right-handed shooter, 6'1", 200 pounds. He has spark and speedster. Honestly, this card just looks like a better version of Adam Oates with less faceoffs and less passing. I mean, if you look at the attributes, it's pretty much the same card as Adam Oates. A little bit less accuracy on his shots, but he's faster, he's bigger, he's stronger, plays better defense. And that's really what's put him above Adam Oates. And he has a better team synergy. So you factor all that stuff in. You throw Speedster on Jeremy Roenick. You give him 90 speed. He's going to be flying around, knocking dudes out with his 89 body checking. I would say he's more of a power forward than he is a two-way forward. At the 81 faceoffs, he might not play center on your team. He might have to play left wing or right wing. But he's going to throw the lumber with that enhanced speed, the 89 body checking. Still a great passer, still has a pretty hard shot, and I really just think he's one of the most complete cards in this 85. He's just one of the most complete cards in these 85 overall icons. Coming in at number 5. In the 5th spot, we have the 5'10", 180 pounds center for the New York Islanders, Pat Lafontaine, and he's a sniper build, right-handed shooter. And he has 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 86 agility. He has mid-tier synergies for his team and player synergies. A great shot where he's going to have 88 plus accuracy and 86 plus power in his shots. Great deking, offensive awareness, hand-eye passing, puck control. They're all 87 plus. He has 81 body checking, which isn't great. He has 85 strength. And then he has 84 stick checking, 82 defensive awareness, so he's really going to be more on the offensive side of things. The biggest reason I like this Pat LaFontaine is if you use Magician, it bumps up his weakest attribute in agility, and then it makes him a little 5'10", quick guy, dances around. Once again, I think it's a lot harder to find right-handed sticks in this game. And at 5'10", 180 pounds, he just flies on the ice. He skates much better than his 88 speed, in my personal opinion. He's hard to hit. He has a great shot. I think this is another guy where you're looking at these like top 9 guys. You can maybe move LaFontaine up or down the list depending on your personal preference. I got LaFontaine coming in at number 5 on the list. Let me know, like I said with the Mike Madonna, if you guys agree with me as LaFontaine at the 5th spot. Number 4. At the 4th spot, we have Henry Richard, and he's a center for the Montreal Canadiens. Playmaker, right-handed shooter. He's 5'7", 161 pounds. So he's a little guy, kind of like a Johnny Gaudreau, except he's right-handed instead of left-handed. He does have Barrage, which is not a great team synergy. Then he has Howitzer, that is a really good individual synergy when you get 6 guys for it. And that's really going to bump up, when you look at Howitzer, it's really going to bump up his agility, speed, and then his slap shot and wrist shot power, which actually makes him a much better player. I mean, you get him above 90 speed, he's going to have very good agility. The card by itself, if you don't have Howitzer activated, maybe could be a little bit lower on the list, but I really factored in the synergies when I'm doing this as well. He has great offensive awareness, great passing, good hand-eye. I mean, 93 offensive awareness means any type of clapper, one-timer you get him going down one of the wings, he's going to put it on target. He's not going to whiff. He's not going to do some crappy shot. It's going to be a pretty good shot because he's going to get to the puck better than most people on offense. And then for defense, he does have 87 defensive awareness and 85 stick checking. That's pretty big for a smaller forward that's going to have to be hard on the back check. He's not going to body check anybody at 5'7", 161 pounds and 80 body checking. But he does have pretty decent strength and balance. 86 balance, 84 strength. So he's not going to be a guy you can absolutely crush off the puck. So that should be pretty good. Obviously an above average shot here. 85 plus with the accuracy and his wrist shot being very good at 89 wrist shot accuracy. I think he's going to be a good small size sniper coming down. Preferably your left wing because he only has 74 face-offs. Number 3. At the third spot, we have Yvan Cournoyer, who is a 5'7", 172-pound right winger, sniper, left-handed shooter. He has balance and gladiator as his synergies, which are mid-tier synergies. He has 92 acceleration, 93 speed, 83 agility. I will say his agility, you can tell when you're skating with him. He's not the most agile guy at 83 for how fast he's going. He's a blazer. They didn't call him the road runner for no reason. He's one of the fastest guys. He has a great wrist shot at 87 power, 88 wrist shot accuracy. Above average for his hands category there, 86 plus, with the 89 offensive awareness being the highest attribute. The thing that's most appealing to me is even though he only has 86 defensive awareness, he has 88 stick checking. He is a little guy, but he can stick check. He can do great poke checks for you. He's not really going to bang the body, but with the defensive awareness and the poke checks he does have, makes him pretty good. And he's just a blazer down the right wing. That's where I would play him at. He's number 3 on the list. Number 2. Second on the list is the Los Angeles Kings' Luc Robitaille. He's a left wing, sniper, left-handed shooting. I personally play him on the right wing, but you can play him on the left wing if you want. Definitely can't play center, 55 faceoffs. Has mid-tier synergies with heart and soul and passing playmaker. 88 speed, 80 acceleration, 88 agility. The biggest thing with him is even though he's 6'1", 215 pounds, 83 balance isn't that great, and he only has 80 endurance. The endurance kind of scares me a little bit for this card. If he had like 85 endurance, he'd probably be... I still don't think he'd be number 1. He really is number 2. He's probably as high as he could go. But that's his biggest downside is he can't really throw the body at 78 body checking, and his endurance is only 80. He has a great shot, 86 on the powers, and then he has an 89 wrist shot accuracy, 87 slap shot accuracy. That's great. 88 plus on his hands category with 91 awareness for offense, capping that off. 86 stick checking at a 6'1" frame. That's great for back checking. Above average defensive awareness at 84. Offensively, this guy's going to be a guy that can set up in the zone, especially on the power play, give you amazing clappers, amazing wrist shots on the one-timer. He can come down the lane and give you a good old snipe ski too on the wrist shot. Really like this Luc Robitaille. That's why he's number 2 on the list. Number 1. Topping off the list, I don't think there's any question that this is the best 85 overall icon that you can get. This Mike Gartner. He's a right wing, two-way forward, right-handed shooting for the Washington Capitals. I know that's unfortunate for me that he's a Capital and number 1 on my list. He's 6'1", 190 pounds. He has swarm, top tier, team synergy. Shutdown's not the best for a player synergy, but he has 93 speed, 90 acceleration, 84 agility. Then for his shooting, he has 91 slap shot power and 89 wrist shot power with 87 accuracy in each. Then he has 88 offensive awareness, 86 passing, 86 puck control. Doesn't have the best hand-eye at 80. 84 stick checking, 84 defensive awareness. A little bit above average there. At the 6'1" frame, he's just going to come flying down the lane with a ridiculous shot. You got to make sure you do not let this guy shoot. Don't let this guy set up in your zone. He's number 1 on the list because of his skating and his shooting. He's not really a two-way forward if you think about it. He's more of a sniper in this game. Not sure why they gave him the two-way forward. I know that's what he was in real life. But his attributes, he's going to blaze down the sides with 93 speed. He is as fast as Cournoyer is, except he's a little bit taller. So that's why we're going with Mike Gartner. Speed kills in this game. Gartner's number 1 out of the 85 overall HUT icons that you can get whenever you submit that one HUT icon collectible. Guys, that's going to wrap up the list about who you should pick in the 85 overall HUT icons. Whenever you go to that set, hand in that singular HUT icon collectible, they'll give you 4 options out of the 85 overalls. Like I said, there's 18 skaters. There's 2 goalies. Don't pick the goalies. Go with one of the skaters. And I just gave you a comprehensive list of all 18 of them, ranked them 1 through 18. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments down below if you guys agree with the list or who should be switched around. Or maybe you guys just think, man, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You guys are going to have to let me know. Don't forget to comment, like, and share this video with any of your friends. I appreciate all the support. You guys have a great day and be safe.